So here, wild hairs and rocking chairs. Had a lot going on recently, so I haven't had any videos up. I had a nasty stomach virus, and then I was finally feeling better doing some work in the shop and took a tumble. So today's just going to be a simple tour of some of my thrifted home decor finds, mostly in one room and maybe a little bit outside. I thought I'd show you some of the stuff. Anyway, I hope you like it. Okay, first things first, we got to say hi to the fellas. This is Miguel. You see him there through his dirty glass. And Tulio, who's made a mess out of his dried flower salad. Again, that's Miguel. And Tulio and Miguel. We got bunches of other critters here. Oh, these are some of my favorites. I got these three guys in front. Last year at a flea market, it was $5 for the set of three. And then this one at a yard sale. My little stripy kitty, he's wood. These guys are these are stone, I believe. Made in Kenya from World Market. I don't know who Shelly is, that's not me, but. So those are my fake kitties. And, let's see, back here, oh, my bells. I love my bells. These ones aren't thrift store bells. I actually bought those in Seattle years ago, but these, oh, I love these. You gotta check these out. Came from an estate sale. I think some of them I've shown in my haul videos before. This is our outside, door to our outside garden area too, so this is where the nursery stuff is starting. Maybe we'll go out there in a bit if it stays light. Oh, these, I love these planters. I picked them up for a couple dollars a piece at a thrift store years ago, and they've been in my house holding things ever since. This mug, and you'll see the matching one soon. I paid $1 for the pair at a yard sale. They just got this really cool tree look, but no markings. If you hear noises, that's just the birds. And my rocks, because they're everywhere. Say hi, Peanut. Peanut doesn't talk much. And there's Billy. And Hermione's the smaller yellow bird. Ziggy's really skittish back there. He's the blue one. And then the white one's Nessie. Then we got Bumble. Bumble's the white bird. She doesn't exactly bounce. But she's my Bumble, and she keeps trying to lay eggs. And we have to keep taking them away, so she doesn't like us much anymore. Excuse the bird seed everywhere. These fellas make a mess. Including on this chair. I have a set of 6 of these cool old chairs. And boy, do they make you sit straight up. The rest of them are out in the shop. Some of my other favorites. These, made in Mexico. This one's got bears. Got that garden light. There we go. Got bears on it. I'll try and lift this one up and show you, but this has my current drink in it. So, some chai tea with extra ginger with dolphins. I really like those. Trying to remember where I'm going here. All over the room. This little moose milk came from an estate sale lot. As did that blue vase, pottery vase. I don't know if it's marked underneath. And that decanter up there, one of the kids bought for my husband at a yard sale. They like picking cool old stuff too, and it actually, I believe, plays music. No markings on that one, but it's just a really cool vase. And we put peacock feathers in it. We have a friend who raises peacocks. Let's see here. I have several of these I've picked up at thrift stores. They're just party light tea candle holders. I just love the fall leaf pattern. My driftwood from various rivers, beaches, that kind of stuff. Plant frogs. I got a whole bunch of these frogs. There's some of them still in the box. From an estate sale lot. It was a box full. for $1. Excuse my sniffles. Another one of my favorite thrifted pottery finds. Still has the Value Village sticker on it. I don't know if it's marked. And this one, the chalice, is marked stuff. Bird feathers falling out of it. Surprise, surprise. Mount St. Helens ash glaze. Somewhere here in Washington, Blaine, Washington. I think that's over by Bellingham and up close to the border. This little deer, I think he's a card holder. I got him for 75 cents at a yard sale. There's another frog. These adorable little fox planters were not from a thrift store. They were a Christmas gift from my son this year. And sometimes I pick up things that look cool and old and I don't really look at them real closely. This was one of them. I figured we could turn it into something creepy for our Halloween decor. Let me get the other piece here. And it has the thing that puts the candle out. But it's from Pottery Barn. I got it for $1 at Salvation Army. Here you can see my waiting to be crafted with Texas shell collection from a road trip with my mom. Here's the other one of those. Good Lord, that light. That's where we're starting the plants for now. Mugs. I got the 2 of them for $1. And I just love the way they look like old trees. Here's another frog from my frog lot. You can see some of the plants that aren't doing as well. And then up here is a bunch of tomatoes and peppers. And this, well, the one in the wine glass is a raspberry start, but this little itty bitty tree here, we bought some Pink Lady apples, and when my husband and my son ate some, the seeds were already sprouting, so they stuck them in dirt. So we have a Pink Lady apple tree. And this is another one of my favorites. I haven't seen a lot like it. Excuse the dust. I'm going to the chiropractor tomorrow to get my shoulder fixed, but a pottery vase with the hole in the center that goes all the way through, and it's just full of curly willow twigs. And I guess this is kind of vintage too. The mirror came with the house. It belonged to my in-laws, and my husband just has good memories of it being here, so it stays there. Not a huge fan, but it is kind of cool. Oh, we have watchers. Come check out here. I'm not going to get too close because these are the skittish ones. But that is Burn and Beetle. Sorry, couldn't come up with the name. The kitties. They are fantastic mousers. Burn was he's a beautiful smoky gray cat. Can't see him out there now. But he was one of those where the Humane Society or the animal control takes him feral cats and spays them and then turns them loose back in the same spot. These footprints came with my frog lot. Just thought I'd show those. There's actually 6 of them, but anyway. He lets us feed him, he lets us look at him. He plays with the other cats, but he doesn't let us get too close. There's another frog from my frog lot with some driftwood and rocks that I've picked up all over the place. That cute little cutie is now 21 years old. Isn't that sad? Another pottery piece from the thrift store. Back when I could get them for a couple of bucks instead of 10 or 12. It's got some sort of signature on it, but it's not showing up really well. Another one of those party light tea things. This is just a little... It's something for mixing drinks. It's tarnished. We've used it for Halloween things and done like magic potion tricks. These are little napkin holders. They're like cast or molded iron of some sort. I just thought they were really pretty. I got a set of 4 of them for $5 at a yard sale. Another pottery piece from the thrift store. I have a lot of blue and brown. Joan Robinson. Probably just something somebody made somewhere along the line. Fairly simple but beautiful. I love these candlestick holders. Like Peter Panish look going on. I got 2 of those for $1 at a yard sale. I was sure they were going to charge me like 20 bucks and I was going to pay it. These are some more of the planters my son got me for Christmas. Little owls. There's another owl with my thrift store chickadee. I actually paid $2 for her, but I love the black cap chickadee, so. Another bird napkin ring with my driftwood. And this silver, maybe silver plate. Older picture, I actually got this. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over at the junk store. And it's actually what we have, the recycling place takes in recyclables. And then things like this and parts and pieces. A lot of India brass. 1912 is the only part that I can read through my camera. Victorian something, William Rogers and Son, 1912 or 1917. So I bought this from them. I think I paid $18 for it though, but I just really liked it. It goes good in my decor. Put my driftwood and my rocks back there. I'll come back and fix that later. It's another little pottery. This is a Viking thing. I can't remember what they're called, but it's like a dipper cup. Found it, hit the Goodwill. This one says 1993 on the bottom, so it's not like it's old. I just picked it up because my boys like their Viking folklore. We all do. Comes from being Scandinavian, I guess. Here's my other little Peter Pan. And this is a planter with a frog on it. Obviously, we like frogs and wildlife stuff, but that was a project my kids and I did together when they were little bitty. They're not so little bitty anymore. Not from the thrift store, not vintage. Mushu's in there somewhere. He's a lizard. Here's another piece of pottery I picked up at the thrift store. Let's see if I can safely put that plant there. My husband and my son do all the plant care. I have black thumbs when it comes to house plants. This is another thrift store find, and I think I only paid $3 for it. It's Eddie Bauer, but I really like the red color. I thought about putting it in the kitchen, but we just don't have the space for it. Although I do have thrift store pottery in the kitchen. I'm breaking things. I'm not going to show you my kitchen right now because it's a mess. This was another estate sale find. He came with another skull and a bag of bones. But I just thought he was cool. I have to have my husband set him back up. I'm trying to put this thing back where it belongs. Oh, my mirror. Got that for $5 on Facebook Marketplace. Went through a mirror fetish for a while. And it's not that I necessarily like to look at them or myself in them, but they're there. What else did I miss showing you? This is our little Facebook free on Marketplace table to display. This was one that was in my father-in-law's house. It was cleaned off. Another chair that is a project one of these days. Came with the house. Oh, that's it. Excuse the mess from the gardening. I bought this little Danish mid-century modern sewing chair. Excuse my vacuum cleaner too. For $12 at our local thrift store, and it came with a bunch of old sewing supplies in it. There's been some new stuff added, but the cute little crocheted pin cushion. A very modern owl piggy bank. I just couldn't leave her at the Salvation Army, so she came home with me. I think that is most of the thrifted stuff in this room. As you can see, the house is old, needs some remodel. Oh, there was the last one. Not the last one. I got this in Iowa. This is actually, I got it from an art gallery. I bought 2 of them. Little shipping learning lessons. I packed them full of soft stuff, bubble wrap, and swimsuits and stuff to keep them safe, and the post office still broke them. And they were in a huge box. This is a made in Italy trivet that my husband and his father bought when my husband was a young boy. And they made a whole bunch of Christmas gifts one year. Which I'm glad he saw it when I found it in the garage, because I thought it was in one of my estate sale lots that's been stuck in the garage. And he almost lost it. Another string of bells from the estate sale. Oh, there's our other skull that came in one of those. Creepy little fellas. We can go outside. Oh, see our bird feeder there? That little sunshine thing? That came from a flea market. And because it gets so windy out here, I didn't want to hang it up outside. This is our garden rehab area. The pool's going to go away. It's looking really, really ugly right now, but it's got a leak. So it doesn't hold the water or the heat because it keeps leaking. See my little kitty cat friends. Say hello, my little kitty cat friends. That's Rabbit. He's only going to show us his backside. I think that's Chester. They don't always get along. Trying to figure where I put my outdoor thrifted decor. Some of it's in the garden shed. We'll go over there next, but I gotta show you this frog. The other frog. There's still a bunch more that need to come out here, but... Oh, and my creepy little girl. She came with the frogs. Or no, she came in a picker's box when I picked up the frogs. So fill a box of stuff for $10. And she's got a chip in her hat that I just thought she was cute. She's flattening my cans right now so I can use those to make something. But man, she has creepy eyeballs. Let me tell you. Actually, she doesn't have any eyeballs, so she's a little creepy. But it fits in my garden. Look at my gorgeous rhubarb plant. You find her in the camera. There is Miss Seductive Frog. She was up guarding the rhubarb, but the windstorm we had the other day knocked her over, so my husband put her in here. And now she looks like she's having a hot tub or something. But she's funny. Here's a mint plant. Some of her other garden decor. We put skulls in places. There's a few more out here somewhere. The owl that needs to be rehabbed and put back in the tree. Let's see. It's still in the 30s. Finally starting to come out of the 30s at night around here. This is going to be a duck pond. This is where all the drain, there's a lot of water that comes out of the ground there. And to keep it out of the basement, it comes out here. So it would be a natural way to feed the pond. Take the rounds here. Hey, my garden hose reels. I got 2 of those at estate sales for like $8 a piece. Ooh, my other cool stuff. This was a free find. Needs the screws tightened in a little bit of glue. But I'm going to leave it fairly chippy like that. This picnic table was given to me. Came from a Craigslist free finds, actually. It wasn't something he had listed, but he gave it to me. See, all of these bricks and blocks and pavers, including these over here by my son's trailer, that whole stack. I'm going to take a spin around. That's my garden shed. Isn't that pretty? But look at the barn. It's not a bad view. All these round ones I got from somebody last year, along with some of these other smaller blocks. But all these broken pieces of the pavers. There's 3 stacks of these. The other 2 are a little bit shorter. Some of these bricks that came from the old VA hospital. Then there's 2 stacks of these and several stacks of these. My husband's already taken some and used them. All came off of the Craigslist free pile. I hear the woodpecker. I think he's up on that pole somewhere. There's also, I think I paid $15 for that plant stand with the wrought iron staircase look to it, off of Facebook Marketplace. Same guy that gave me the picnic table and the bricks gave me all this rusty fencing, which might seem a little bit weird, but I love to use it. All the old barn wood from Craigslist, free stuff. All these bread pans or trays or whatever they were used like from a bread place. I got pieces of somebody's old chicken coop. They bought the house and they didn't want the chicken coop, so I've got nesting boxes, and then these they had lining the bottom of them. I don't think we're going to use them for that, but maybe for something. The hose, that's the Second free one around here. Oh, that's what I missed over there. I just remembered. I still got to put my thrifted ladybugs up here. I hear the woodpecker. But I thought I'd show you the inside of my garden set. Excuse the mess. Garden shed. All those sprinklers came with some estate sale finds, but I have all these glass pieces, and I know some people don't necessarily like people making things out of them, but they're all going to become bird feeders and bee feeders and that kind of thing. Most of them. Maybe not that green thing there. Can't remember where I found that. And that moose was in there. But most of the rest of this is just stuff I've picked up at Goodwill. Picked up the chicken feeders at yard sales. Ooh, this is going to go outside, on the outside of the garden shed. I got it for $2 at a yard sale last summer, at the end of the summer. But these came from a picker's sale. I'm going to take those ugly flowers off and put something else on them. And they'll probably decorate somewhere outside the garden shed. There's 2 of them. They're stuck. And I only have one hand to use right now. Free piece of plywood that came with all that barn wood. I collect more stuff than I have time to do all the projects with sometimes. But, try not to show you. We're still cleaning up the mess a little bit. Lots of pine cones. I've got some huge ones in a box around here. Voluntary catnip. The kitties like it. This is going to be a strawberry bed. There's a few started. It used to be full of them, but it got all pulled up before we moved in. Sage. Well, there's my owl. See him? There's my other $8 garden hose cart. That was the last thing from the junk store I was going to show. And now I gotta get back here so you can look at my freshly mowed lawn. A bunch of it's going to disappear too. But this thing, the pots all came out of the garden shed. But this round tree thing as a planter, we picked up for $15 at the junk store, the same place that does the recycling. And this table, there's 2 more chairs somewhere. There's another free Craigslist find. We moved the other one. I think you saw the little girl sitting on it out to the garden there. Out by the fire pit. And this is going to be our outdoor kitchen eventually. But this will be kind of greenhouse / into kitchen, so it'll all be there. And that is the tour for today. I gotta clean up my library. That's where all the stuff I have that I got a list still is sitting, and then I'll take you on a tour of my library and my favorite old books and more of the pottery that's in there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back to thrifting and crafting soon. Have a good night.